Hey guys, Akiku2 here. Today I want to talk about one of my favorite anime of all, Digimon. Now I've only seen 3 of the particular seasons, Digimon Adventure, Adventure 02, and Frontier. What I really want to do today is compare the 3 based on certain criteria I've come up with, because I have a hard time deciding which one I like best. So this is kind of to help me out and to point out why I like particular seasons for people who can't seem to see the appeal of them. Now, some of the criteria include the pacing, plot, character development, plot twists, emotional portrayal of the characters, character depth, how well developed the villain is, the best opening. And just so everyone knows, yes, this is going to be spoiler alert. Now, for my favorite with pacing, Digimon Adventure took that one by a landslide. The pacing is well done. It seems kind of fast and slow in some areas, but it works. Whereas Adventure 02, not so much, no. Because they had multiple people in charge of Adventure 02, so that threw off pacing because 2 different people were fighting to get their ideas in. Then there's Digimon Frontier. As much as I absolutely love Frontier, I'll admit the pacing is too fast in some areas. Way too fast. So that kind of spoils it a little. Next up, we have the plot. Now, this one was hard, but it has to go to Adventure for me. Adventure, it was the first one I saw. The plot was different. It was unique. And they really worked in good elements for that. Whereas, again, 02 had too many people working on it, and Frontier, it had its plot holes that kind of took it down a notch or two, but nothing too major for me. Next, character development. Now, for me, this one is a 3-way tie. Yes, that's possible. The characters were well developed. Overall, yes, they started a little cookie cutter, but they really developed well. In Digimon Adventure, you could feel the way the characters felt when they were interacting with each other. You could see Matt struggle to learn to be a good big brother. You could actually see little TK's struggle when he wanted Patamon to evolve, or, well, Digivolve, if you want to be technical. And you could see how they were struggling. You could feel how Izzy felt when he was reflecting on the whole being adopted thing. The reason Adventure 02 was in the 3-way tie is primarily because of the villain. The first villain we meet in 02 brought the character development level up. When again, this is spoilers. When Ken broke down upon learning the digital world was a real place and not just some computer game, I went from feeling like, oh, I really want to kick his ass, to honestly just wanting to give him a hug. He honestly thought the digital world was just a game, and that can really influence the way people play it. I felt so sorry for him when he realized just what he was doing and the way he reacted. Next, we've got the plot twists. Now, I have to give this one to Digimon Frontier. This is a hands down, no questions asked. Yeah, Frontier gets this. This section does have spoilers. I've said this twice. Spoiler warning. When Digimon Frontier starts, there are only 5 children in this adventure. But anyone who knows their Japanese mythology knows that light and darkness are supposed to be twins. Now, for that reason, well, I didn't know this at the time, so But for that reason, when they find the Warrior of Darkness, who in the intro is cleverly hidden, it turns out that he's actually Koji's twin brother, Koichi. And further plot twist is that he doesn't have a physical presence in the digital world. We find this out pretty quickly because he does not have a fractal code when he gets seriously injured. No matter how much damage he takes, his fractal code would never appear. Now, honestly, I just absolutely love the fact that they were able to pull that off. And it left me wondering, why does he not have a fractal code? Could it have something to do with what I saw in another episode? Turns out, yes, it does. That's as far as I'm going there on that one. Next up, emotional portrayal. Now, this one has to go to Adventure and Adventure 02. 02, I wasn't fond of the newer characters. They didn't have the depth that the old ones did. But, again, Ken the villain really brought the level up, and the old characters, while they were different and not quite as emotional as before, they're teenagers as compared to being little kids at this point. So, yeah, excusable. Or at the very least in their preteen stage, they're going to react differently than they did 3 years ago. That's just a given. But Digimon Adventure, again, with emotional portrayal, I felt what the characters felt. Their anticipation, their anxiety, heck, even their hunger from time to time, just from the way they acted. Very well done. Very well done, in my opinion, on that one. The reason Frontier didn't make the list on this one is because the characters did feel cookie cutter at times, unnecessarily flat from time to time. And it just didn't work as well. Next, character depth. Again, three-way tie. I just couldn't choose on this one. Because overall, the character's depth was beautiful. The way that they had Zoe interacting with people in Frontier, the way that Matt and TK interacted in Adventure, heck, even Ken. Again, beautifully done. Aside from the new characters in 02, they just kind of brought the whole level down. Next up is the best developed villain. This one, without doubt, has to go to Adventure 02 because in Adventure and in Frontier, the villains were cookie cutter at best and stereotypical at worst. I mean, come on, Lucemon? Really, people? Lucemon, Lucifer, very original. Not! Okay, next up, the best opening. Again, Frontier takes the win on this one. Digimon Adventure and 02 openings did not draw me in like they were supposed to. I saw them and thought, oh, this is interesting, but overall, it didn't tell me much about the world. When the Digimon Frontier opening starts, it starts with a clear picture of who the characters are. Then they kind of go through, show you the villain, then they show you a bit of what's happening, but they don't shadow everything. Not every little detail. It tells you enough about the world to get you interested, but not so much that you know what's going to happen. And again, as I said earlier in the video, they cleverly hide one of the main characters in plain sight. Or not so plain sight if you want to get technical on that, because they literally hide his figure behind the pillar at the very end of the song. Now, I love the English intro, but my absolute favorite version is the Japanese one. And with that, I have to tally it all up. Which one took the best overall? That was easily Digimon Adventure. Adventure is the classic for me. but it's got the best pacing, it's got the best character development, it's got some great villains, even if they are rather cookie cutter. Sorry, O2, you're memorable for your best villain, not the rest. And overall, Frontier, I love you, but you just didn't come close enough. So with that, Akiku2, signing off.